scouting around for parts for the TT without much luck just lately. Every time something that I fancy fitting comes up, it's sold by the time that I contact whoever's selling it. So I've been looking around for some coilovers, and I can get a crap set of coilovers. That's not what I want though. I want a set that I've either had before or a decent set has been recommended. So I'm on the lookout for them. Just had no luck in the last couple of months trying to pick anything up. Regards to the tow car, similar kind of story. All the auctions are fetching silly money still. And other Q7s, Porsche Cayennes, Ford Rangers, all going top money. Silliness. I mean, these cars are Cat S, Cat N, need a load of money spending on them, and I don't know what it is, but people are paying over the odds for them at the minute, and I refuse to partake in that. Watch this space. But for now, yeah, it's back to marketplace and back to eBay, trying to find a bargain for the TT. No. Don't want to spend that. No. God's sake. Oh, hang on a minute. Somebody's breaking a TT just up the road, and it's got a stance plus set of all coilovers. Let's message him. Well guys, I've just been and picked myself up a full set of Stance Plus Ultra coilovers for the TT. They're an absolute bargain, 180 quid I paid for them. They weren't that far up the road, up in Derbyshire, and they've been fitted to a Mark 1. And they weren't fitted that long, maybe a year and a half, not much more. So they're in all right condition. They could do with a bit of a clean up, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure all the bump stops are removed, all the seals are good, give the shock tower a full clean, and yeah, sort the rear shocks out and get it ready to go. Well guys, I'm pretty happy with the condition in which them shocks and everything are in. So anyway, I've got them on the workbench. We're going to give them a good scrub down and see if we can make them look a little bit better before we fit them to the car. Right, and after a bit of scrubbing, a wire brush and a toothbrush and everything else on it, it's about as good as what we're going to get it. I think finish on the springs have obviously been damaged. It's about as good as we're going to get. A bit of rust starting to come through. I think I've got plans to take the car off the road summer, winter, do some work on it. I think part of that work is that we'll strip these shocks down completely and repaint the springs and everything else. I don't really want to repaint the shock body. We'll do the drop links and everything, because obviously I don't want to lose that anodised finish on it, but although it is relatively damaged. But anyway, that's the rear set cleaned up with the shocks down there. Okay, so first thing I want to do is measure the current height of the current suspension setup. There's two ways we can do it. One is from the top of the tyre, or one is from the top of the centre cap. I like to do it from the top of the centre cap. So we are 300mm, 30 centimetres at the rear, and we are 280 or 28 centimetres at the front. Let me double check the other side as well, just to confirm. 275 on the driver's side, and 295 at the rear. So it goes to show with the aging suspension how it alters all the level of the shocks and springs and all that kind of stuff. Now what I'm hoping for straight away is not necessarily a lower ride height, but an improved ride quality, because the Stance Plus Ultras should be better quality than what come OEM on the car. If it's not better quality, then it's certainly going to be newer. So we should see an improvement in the handling straight away. Okay, so first things first, I've taken the wheel off, I've jacked up the car using the rear control arm, and then I have put the jack under the mount point just down here. The jack, the axle stand should I say. Now I've got to use T25 and we're going to take the inner arch liner out so we can get to the top bolt on the shock. Okay guys, so what we've done is we've loosened off all the T25s and just pinned this inner splash guard back. The wheel arch liner, there's a 17mm up there which we've cracked off, and there's 21mm on the bottom of the Monroe shock. That's been popped out and the shock's extended, so we'll undo that 17 up there and then we can start to bolt the new one in place once we've replaced the spring and the seat cups and everything over there. So we've got the existing shock out and we've got the new shock set compared side by side, ready to go in. There we go. Lovely. That top mount's a bit chewed up, but should be reusable. There we go. That will sit in there like that. And we'll be able to see this very well, so let's see what we can do. It's just reversible when we took it out. So we took that up behind there. We've got a couple of screws that have seized which I can't get out, which is why I haven't took the liner out completely. Top bolt in, ready to be tightened up. Now I'm going to line up the bottom which goes through the drop link into the bottom of the hub. So now I've got to jack the hub up. See there, that's the bit we've got to get into, so that means the jack's got to go up a smidge. That'll go in on that angle there. And now pop the shot back into the mix. Squish it more. And press the shock a little. Let's see if we can get back on. can do the top mount. Check the torque specs on them in a minute, get them tightened up. Very carefully now, just to bring the pressure away. Let the car down very slowly. Off the jack, or hop down off the jack, just say not down. So I need to find the C-spanners out. I use these Stance Plus Ultras on my Volkswagen T6. So I have got one somewhere, but I need to find it out so we can get these nipped up and adjusted correctly. So I'm going to go through now and whack all these T25 bolts back in, get this wheel liner back in. After I've torqued the bolts, don't forget, I'll torque the bolts first, get this liner back in and get the wheel back on, and then we'll move on to the other side. Guys, there's no need to write a passive aggressive message to me to tell me that I've fitted the spring adjusters on the wrong side. It doesn't matter on these, they're symmetrical. Spoke to the manufacturer, they can go top or bottom depending on what is easiest access to adjust. For me, the wheels still don't look right. They're just sat too far in the arches. I've not been happy with the wheel, the way it sits in the arch since I've had the car. I mean, look at that. The wheels are just lost. So hopefully, these will do the job. Should come with extended bolts as well. And we've got front and rears. So we've got 20s at the rears, a 15 at the front, I believe. So there's the new bolts. So they look like the longer bolts, so they should be for the rear. And here we go. Now these are 15mm ones actually. Let's see if that's a 15 as well. 15. Very nicely machined actually. Quite impressed with them. So let's have a look for the rears. We need to check the length of the bolts because obviously the longer bolts go to the rear. So the rears. You can see the bolts are slightly longer. I'll give them all a measure before we put them on anyway. And then here we go. These should be the 20s. And there we have them. So the hub centric, so they literally fit onto the hub like that. And you put your wheel onto there, bolt straight through them with the new longer bolts. Right, this space is set to one side. Then we'll look at getting the wheel on. Need to replace these tyres, they are absolutely looking shot since MOT. And we've got a nice big chunk of metal in there as well. It's never good. Right, so these are, and they're marked for the size, no, but if we compare it to one of these, they're 5mm longer to account for the extra depth of the spacers. You see there? times, it should find its level. Well, I will let you judge for yourself. I think that is sitting so much better. Although the toe of the wheel looks completely out now, it probably isn't, it's just probably just the way that the wheel's sitting. But the other thing we've got to deal with now is obviously the increased camber that the lowering kit puts on it. So we're going to have to either look to fabricate or buy some adjustable rear camber arms. Right guys, I'm going to crack on with the other rear, and then I'll come back to you when it's time to do the fronts, and I'll take you through them. And there we have the second side done. Now I would almost query with these whether that adjuster should be on the bottom, because it's got this rubber top hat. I'll get you right in there. It makes the adjuster sit off the top of the bump stop. So I'm guessing you're not going to be as low as what you should be. You're going to be probably about a centimetre of adjustment there that you can't get to. But anyway, we'll lower it and see if it's low enough for us. I'd rather not have metal on metal, if I'm honest. So I've left that in place, it comfortably slides in. Yeah, let's lower it back down, put the spacers on, see what we look like height wise. If it's not low enough, then I'm going to have to drop it back out and remove this top hatty thing. So I also thought I'd take the opportunity just to clean all the wheel arch and everything out while I was here. Got the hose on it, cleaned the liner, refitted that. So all back together, spacers on, now chuck the wheel on. So I've just took a quick run up and down the drive a few times. Already you can see the suspension's really settling down. Can't get 2 fingers in that, about 1.5 fingers I'd say. So that tucks nicely in the arch. Obviously we've got to address the camber with the camber arms. Although it ain't looking too much worse than what it was before that side, but that side looks absolutely terrible. Look at the camber on that, look. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is remove the strut caps and then buzz the top nuts off before we undo anything while it's still attached to the strut. That's gone. Right guys, I'm without microphone because the battery's died and I'm completely unprepared. But we're at the point where we've loosened the top mount off in the engine bay, which you've seen before. And now I need to start loosening stuff off this strut in order to remove it. So if you look closely here, there is a clip. It's not obvious because it's rusted in, but there is a clip here. Okay, with a bit of tapping with a screwdriver, we've started to get this to pop out a little. I often find when I put in a claw hammer behind it and just going against the strut, it works quite well. Yep, there we go. These are replaceable. I've got a box full of these. They're only a couple of pence off eBay. I'll put the part number in the description. And then this needs to come, this brake line, very carefully. Needs to tap down. It's so rusted this side, it's unbelievable. Right, it's so battered up and rusted, we might just need to just open this clip a little bit. There we go, that's that out. Sometimes it's easier just to tap it than trying to flex it, but we need to take this off as well. We'll do that once we've got it off. Let's shove it up out of the way for now. We also need to pop out the ABS wires from here as well. So again, just get the screwdriver behind it, just start to work them rubbers out, the brackets. That's one out. There we go. There's another one down here, which we need to pop out. There's another one down here which needs to pop out. You know, they say the second side's always easier. Not the case. And we don't need to remove that. There's plenty of slack on the cable. We can get away without moving it. The most important thing is to make sure that we've got striking access to the top of the hub here, because we will need to tap the hub from off the strut. So that's interesting. Somebody has basically created a loop on the brake sensor wire. So I don't know whether these like this at factory. It might be. It looks a bit, I don't know. Don't look quite like factory to me, but anyway, that can stay in place as long as we've got everything out of the way of here, as I say, so we can top the top of that, then we're good. So we need to get on with our spanner. Let's put the wedge there for now, if we can. There we go. And we just need to tap it through. The strut and the hub are that rusted, there's no need to support it at this stage. If it drops off, it's a bonus. Now, what we need to do then is start just tapping around. Breaking that rust seal. There. Get a screwdriver in it. Just start clearing it out. Got a wire brush, we'll have a go at it with that as well. Then we can start getting some kind of lubricant in there in order to free it off. Hit it with a bit of brake clean to start off with. So let's squirt some, we'll use some lithium grease spray just to get down inside the housing. There's a pinch at the back we want to start spraying down as well. Now what I want to do next is get the flat blade screwdriver, quite a large one, and start working it into the pinch at the back. Just to help dry these things off. And we can start striking the hub. Just keep laying the lithium in there just so it goes down inside. Nice shiny new lump hammer. Now you have to be ever so careful with these because these are casts. So little taps. We want to rotate around to the back of the assembly as well. Give it a light tap where the bolt goes through it, that just to even it out. So first off, we need to remove the drop link before we go any further. I'm going to drop that on there. Just give it a quick tap around. I was going to say the oldie lump hammer, but it's not, it's a brand new one. Just snap the roller mallet. There we go. There we go. Bit stiff that one, it's not usually that tight. Let's drop the hub right down. Move the jack from underneath it because we want the hub to start falling away just on the weight of the wishbone itself and support the wishbone. You'll see there, that's now come loose. If we wiggle that out, that way that's free. Obviously we're going to need to remove this bracket as well. So I'm going to need to get in there with a screwdriver and do that. So we can get moving with this. There we go, to give you a closer look. That's just been mackled together, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be standard on these TTs, I don't know. We've got to remove this bracket as well, which has got, I think it's a 10mm nut on there. We'll get that off once the shock's out. Yeah, make sure the shock's in a position where if it falls it's not going to take anything with it. And then we're just going to go and loosen this top mount at the top here again. We've only just finger tight screwed it on. There she blows. Shock out. No damage whatsoever. One old shock absorber with top mount, we don't need any of that because our new shock's got top mount included. So we've even got the cuts and the spare nuts with the new shocks, which I bought them second hand. These are fully pre-assembled, top nuts already done right up on it. Obviously we've got a top mount which goes in like that, and then that goes up and screws through the top there. So let's get this put back in. Sometimes it's easier with two of you, so somebody can kind of grab it from the top and just do the nut up a little bit, but we'll make it, it'll be fine. Obviously it already comes with the drop link as well, so just need to make sure the drop link is in the right orientation to go into the anti-roll bar. And if you're wondering how to orientate the shock, it'll have a fin on the back, look. So we've already left the pinch bolt in for us. So putting the new shock in, always get some leave-in grease. Give the receptacle a nice coating, and also the bottom of the shock as well. Lost the top out, that's rolled off under the car, we'll have to get that. We'll have to get that before we put it in. If you're wondering which way the top mounts go on, there's a lip there that goes facing down, so that side facing up. So let's get that on there like that. What we want to do is roughly find out where the hole is for the shock. Sit that in, and we can start to align and lift the hub. now, just give the hob a bit of a lift and get the jack underneath it. There we go. Now we're going to twist the hob up so we can start to align the strut into it. This way, second person would be really helpful. Get in. There we go. I'll start pumping the jack up now. Put some pressure on that. Get it well sprayed down. I'm just going to start tapping either side, just to allow the shot to find its position. It will start to drop. Okay, so we've cleaned the threads off to a point where I can screw it on my hand pretty much. And good measure. Then give it another spray of grease. There we go. Now we're going to insert, you'll know it's in the right position because you'll be able to get the pinch bolt through. So, oops. Bolt there. Straight through. So we know that the shock is seated correctly in the hub. Got 18mm on the impact, and we've got our 18 on the spanner. There we go. Just give that a good tighten. Check that with the impact. Never ever tighten with an impact against the ratchet side of your spanner because you'll just shatter the drive in it. So we use that, just nip it up and then put that side on just to drive it home. So now also we need to transfer the other bracket over to hold the brake right there, but we can start and put these ones back in. So now we've got everything nipped up, we can start to lower off the hub to a point where we can get the drop link in comfortably. There's the anti-roll bar, so that point there. Get the nut for it, and pop that back on. That one up without spinning. It's the top one. To tighten the top mounts, you will need a swan neck spanner, 21mm, and a T40 hex. So swan neck goes on the top nut, T40 goes on the insert. Yeah, then I'm going to hold that, and we're going to start to do this top mount. Get nice and tight. So that's, it doesn't matter about any gaps, but that should be absolutely rock solid. Then that cap should comfortably fit back over the top. If you can't get that cap back on, it's not right. Hello, Kevin. Hello, say hello then. Say hello to everybody. Hey, daft boy, ain't you? Right, so I bought some gelatinite. Well, Genolite, so I say, gelatinite. I think that's explosive, isn't it? Genolite rust converter for some of our winter projects, so I've given that a good coverage with a toothbrush. I think that takes up to 3 hours to convert the rust. You can already see there, look, it's starting to look like new again. So, I don't know you're meant to get this on your hands or not, but yeah. So I'll give that a brush around the inside as well, and leave it, and then it should give us a nice surface on which to spray some gloss black on. Then we get that bracket on to then fix the brake pipe too. That's after about 20 minutes of the Genolite being applied. See what a difference it's made there. I think you're meant to leave it 3 hours and then coat it, but I've just washed it quickly because I haven't got 3 hours to get this done. So I'll just give it a dust of black gloss once it's completely dried off and get it refitted. Okay, so I've transferred the bracket for the brake pipe and give it a very quick paint. We'll sort that out at a later date. Resecured the sensor wire here. All the ABS connectors are still connected in. Everything's in its rightful home, so we're going to chuck the wheel spacers on now, get the wheel back on, and see how the stance looks. And here, guys, is the finished product. I'm well happy with that spacing. It looks loads better. The wheel's just tucked under the arch. I've done it lock to lock. It's not catching at all, but we will take it and see how it goes. I wasn't expecting it to catch. It was already set off the car, it come off, so that front right does seem quite low compared to that one. So, well, they're both fairly tucked. Let's do the finger test. I'll just squeeze a finger in there. And just squeeze a finger in there. So yeah, a bit lower than the backs, but I think they look pretty sweet. Wow, guys, I think that looks so much better. Massive improvement. It feels so much lower when you sit in it. I can't wait to take it on a road test. And unfortunately, we can't do that today because we've got that bent rear control arm, so I've got to get that replaced. I have ordered the bits to do some custom adjustable control arms, so hopefully in the next video that will be then. If you like the video, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll catch you on the next one.